Everyone, and welcome to this edition of Marshall Community Services News. My name is Doug Goodman, and we're here at Studio One on the campus of SMSU, and we're going to bring you up to date on what's happening in the world of Marshall Community Services. My name is Doug Goodman, and for the next 20-25 minutes, again, we're going to share some great information. So if you want to grab a pencil and paper or grab your calendar, I'd highly advise you to do that. And once again with me for his return in 2017 to Studio One in the Marshall Community Services News Show is Mr. Cam Bailey. Welcome, Cam.
Hey, it's good to be back. A new year's upon us, and as we stomped in here, the winds are blowing, the snow's dropping, and it's January, but as us Minnesotans know, we just kind of roll with the punches, and before you know it, we'll be talking spring and summer too. So it's a fun time, busy time, and like you said, in the next 20-so minutes, we'll go over what's going on here with community services. But it's good to be back.
It sure is, and I'm glad to have you back. And of course, our focus today is going to be on our new Marshall Community Services Winter-Spring Brochure 2017. Lots of things happening here now after the holidays, and of course this is an opportunity for you, the viewer, to weigh in on maybe how you enjoy Studio One's programming, or just catching up on some of the programs and activities that are going to be scheduled here the rest of this month. And our goal is for this show to be shown a couple times every month, and then the beginning of every month we'll bring in a new special guest and provide you with additional information. So I'm going to hold up our community services brochure, which I hope that Alex Peterson, our Studio One coordinator, can zoom in on. Let's go this way. We're in a 3-camera shoot here, so it's going to take us a while to get used to which camera's on. But this is the brochure that everyone in Marshall, along with Lynn, Ghent, and Amoret, received in their mailboxes about the middle of December, and registration began immediately. And of course, Cam, we're registering people like crazy now, aren't we? Yeah,
you know, with the online registration piece, a big a component of what we do, you know, a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week online registration. Many families, of course, are busy this time of year, and like you mentioned, it came out in December, and we always tell our listeners out there to make sure you go through it. You know, 68 pages of information and contact, programs, activities, special events, and make some highlights, maybe something you want to get involved with. Maybe it's a New Year resolution where you want to try something new. Maybe it's painting, maybe it's a computer class, something like that, where you want to just kind of get outside of your bubble. You want to go through here, because what we have within our community services brochure is something for everybody, not just youth, not just high school kids. It's all the way from our preschool or ECFE kids to our older adults. So we're excited, and you know, we know what kind of work goes into a brochure like this. It takes a lot of people, a lot of different connections, but hopefully you've had the chance to go through that here as the new year has turned to 2017, and maybe some things of interest to you as well. And I know you'll talk a lot about what's coming up here in January, some things that you can get involved with.
Yes, and of course you mentioned there is something for everyone, whether you're part of the Adult Community Center. The ECFE program has a number of things that are listed in there. In fact, they really kick off here in January with a number of classes. And of course, I do want to mention, even if you can't get a hard copy in your hands, we do have a wonderful website. It is www.ci.marshall.mn.us, and I know Alex behind the scenes will run that across the bottom of the screen, so you, the viewer, have a chance to not only view and watch this show online or on Studio One TV channels, but you can also check us out online. You can give us a call. Our number is 537-6767, and of course our phone, you can register right over the phone with your Visa, MasterCard, or Discover card and get registered that way. So lots of ways to register for a lot of different activities. So, you know, Cam, as our special guest for this January 2017 show, I know you've taken a little hiatus from the sports leagues and youth sports programs that have happened over the Christmas holidays. What do you got going here in January?
Yeah, you know, a lot of different things, and a few things have started up here in early January, and we transitioned from, of course, outdoors in the fall to a lot of indoor activities this winter. And just a couple things to kind of touch base on, and as you watch us, so it is early January, but some have started and some are yet to start. And a couple of them that are coming up here is our indoor soccer academy over at the middle school. We've got a kindergarten through 8th grade soccer program where They play Wednesday evenings and Saturday afternoons, and clearly soccer is growing in our community, and a lot of these kids are looking for places to play, and the best we can do right now is indoors at the middle school and using the gym space there. So that's coming up here in mid-January and running through February. So you got kind of those soccer gurus playing a little soccer. Also, gymnastics is a big part of what we do. Our youth gymnastics fall sessions wrapped up in November and December. Then we come back in the new year and we offer some more small session individualized lessons which fill up and have a wait list as well. So it's exciting, and we try to accommodate as many people as we can. Also, the 5th through 12th graders on the boys' side of baseball and our 9th through 12th grade softball players, they dust off the gloves and the bats, and on Sunday evenings over at the middle school, we have some open baseball and softball taking place there. And that runs really through January through March, but it's just a nice opportunity. We know winter's busy with all kinds of winter sports, to kind of take a little time on Sunday evenings to throw the ball around and use the batting cages at the middle school too. So those are coming up. Coach Blaine Schneibly also offers some instructional hitting clinics coming here in January and February for some of our youngsters. So we again utilize that. Of course, it's in the middle of basketball season. Junior basketball, boys and girls, has started, and we're again collaborated with our Marshall High School coaches and athletes and offering those Saturday morning basketball sessions here in January and February as well. So a few things there. Intramurals at the high school, probably our most active and biggest league would be our intramural basketball. That'll start here in mid-January and run through mid-March. So our 9th through 12th graders have an opportunity to play some basketball a couple nights a week for 8 to 10 weeks. We'll also offer some dodgeball here coming up too. So as you can see, we start with our youth at the lower levels, transition to our high school kids, and our adult sports. We're really in the middle thick of our season, adult volleyball, adult basketball as well, which has started in early November, and they'll go all the way through March. So they're playing 4 nights a week, various facilities here in Marshall as well. And believe it or not, we're starting the discussions this summer. You know, we talked about the brochure, and it takes a lot to put this together, and it's January now, but we're really plotting and planning for June, July, August, September, and our adult softball and sand volleyball league meetings will start kick off in March and kind of get together as a group. So it's good to kind of look forward to some of those things as we're in the dead of winter. But as you can see, a lot of different youth programming, and that's just really hitting on January, and then we'll transition into the winter and into the spring as well.
Well, I know that, you know, your traditional sports, youth wrestling, youth hockey, youth basketball. I mean, you're working very closely with a lot of our youth sports associations too, aren't you?
Yes, right on. You know, a lot of those associations in town in this winter, of course, are having their tournaments and stuff coming up here now. MGBA will have theirs end of February. The hoops basketball will be mid-March. Wrestling will host a tournament as well, and we all know at the Red Baron with Maha, there's been a lot of different tournaments out there too. And yeah, we're working hand in hand with those associations on facilities, on officials, working with those kids. So it's a prime time for those winter sports, indoors especially, taking place here in Marshall. And a lot of you out there watching right now probably see that. You'll see that in the community if you go by the Red Baron, you go by the high school, any weekend, there's things going on at those facilities that we're proud of, and it's a great thing for the community as well, bringing all those teams in and supporting our community.
Well, Cam, you've touched on a topic that's kept this community abuzz for the last 2 years, and of course that's the Red Baron Arena and Expo.
Right.
And we would be remiss without acknowledging all the people that made that happen. Mm-hmm. We actually had our grand opening this past fall, 2016. Had a couple of great events, and then of course we kicked right into ice skating and hockey, and it's been going great guns out there. In fact, if you would, maybe look at the camera and share kind of the hours, if you would, and give the public a little idea on kind of what's happening out there.
Right, you know, and it really has been the place to be. You know, we just wrapped up the holidays and the Christmas break, and we had some great hours out there during the week. During Christmas break, which we've seen a lot of people out there utilizing. So I really stress to get out there. Friday nights 7 o'clock to 10 o'clock, Saturdays 7 to 10, and then Sunday evening 7 to 9. We'll have open skates. Open hockey's is Wednesday nights, and we're continuing to work on open hockey and trying to get some area teams kind of to buy into that and get them to the Red Baron, and hopefully down the road here we'll have some adult hockey leagues taking place here in town as well. But we do have a nice group of local guys playing on Wednesday nights, and if you ever go out to open skate on the evenings, a lot of people out there on the weekends for all ages. And then also the figure skating club is a big part of that. I know our Learn to Skate lessons will start here soon in January, so we're proud of that as well. And also, you know, we talked a little bit of the Maha Association. Of course, the Tigers, the girls and boys varsity, JV, they're in full season, full swing. So a lot of things are going on out at the Red Baron Arena, and it took a lot of people to put that together. And I think the one thing people have to realize too is we're continuing to learn and make adjustments at the arena. I mean, a couple of things we're working on is how can we bring in a broom ball league or open broom ball. Curling has been asked a few times. Could we get some type of curling camp or something in there? So we're making those connections and trying to continue to fill it up with both sheets of ice on. And then we also realize that once we get through March, one of the arenas, the ice goes out, and then that's when some other special things come in as well. So that's probably for a whole other show, and we could take 30 minutes talking about the Red Baron itself. But so far, it's been a great facility, and hopefully everyone's had a chance to get out there and see that.
Sounds great. And you bring up a couple good points. In fact, one special activity that we started here in December is family open skate on Saturday afternoons. Every Saturday from 2 to 4, you can bring your entire family out, and for half price, you and your family can experience the great sport of ice skating. We don't play hockey during those times, but it's a chance to bring the kids out, meet some new friends, find out what ice skating is all about, and enjoy that facility. So I do want to mention, since this is the January 2017 show, that on the weekend of January 14th and 15th, there is a major youth hockey tournament out there. So we won't be hosting Family Open Skate this Saturday because today is January 10th. This Saturday the 14th and Sunday the 15th, both the Family Skate and the Open Skate on Saturday night will not be held to accommodate 16 teams, 16 youth teams coming in to play one of the bigger youth tournaments here in Marshall. So we want to welcome them if you're there watching, but want to again make sure that you get a chance to find out what's happening. And in fact, I'm going to hold up this. This is our yellow January 2017 activity at the arena's calendar. And of course it lists the open hockey on Wednesdays, the open skates, the coupon books that are available down here in the right hand corner, along with some skate sharpening opportunities. If those skates have been hanging in the garage for like months or years, right, you can bring them out, we'll get them sharpened, and you can enjoy again the wonderful facility that we have in our Red Baron Arena and Expo. And maybe one last thing on that, it has been a great spot to hold birthday parties.
Yes, it has.
If you've got a youngster that's got a birthday party coming up, particularly in that middle school range, what a great activity, what a great facility to host that. It's very reasonable, and you can make a great birthday party out of combining it with some ice skating.
Right, and probably, Doug, too, talk a little bit about the punch card, saving a little money there as well out at the arena.
Well, yeah, the typical fee on our open skates are $5 for admission and $3 for a pair of rental skates. However, you can get open skate coupon books, which you get 10 coupons for $40. So $1 a time savings there can save you up to $10, right, and you can continue. And these coupon books are transferable. You can buy a coupon book and take all your friends out there if you'd like. And of course, they also make great gifts along with that birthday party. Something for the kids to do as we roll through this winter weather here in January.
Right. And probably finally, not going outside from the Red Baron is we do still have the middle school rink open as well. It's groomed and usually shoveled off of snow, and there's a little warming house there as well. So if you like the outdoors and maybe that's how you grew up is skating outdoors, the middle school rink there, kind of by the district office area, is open and for use for everybody. So make sure you take advantage of that. Also, if you're into sledding, get out to, I call it Mount Marshall or the Independence Park Sliding Hill, or Freedom Park, both great sliding hills within the city limits of Marshall that you can utilize in this great winter weather.
Of course, and again, if you want to follow up more on what the specific schedules are or pick up one of those yellow yellow calendars, we have them available at our office. They're available out at the arena. In fact, you can go online to the Chamber, the CVB, the City of Marshall's website, Community Services website, and there should be a place on all of those sites where you can check out the current up-to-date calendar, what's happening at the arena, and give you an idea of making some plans throughout the month of January. So we're very excited about that. And of course, you mentioned the Learn to Skate program that's now underway, culminating with their big show in March. So again, a wonderful opportunity that now Marshall has, both indoor and outdoor, if you want to skate.
Right.
Okay, a couple other things, and of course, our show today is quickly passing by. We want to provide you with some more information. There are some community ed classes that are out there that I want to share with you really quickly. In addition to those youth sports, driver's education programs are now kicking off again. We have a number of them available for your 14, 15, 16-year-old to participate through Marshall Community Services. This is a joint program with Marshall Public Schools. If you do have any questions on driver's ed, you can sure give us a call. We have full packets available with all the dates, all the sessions listed all the way to 2018. So something to think about. Youth archery resumes. I talked with the Saratoga archery people this morning, and they have classes available down at the Saratoga Archery Club down by Amoret. It's one of those popular youth sports, isn't it, that kids are liking archery?
Yeah, it really is. You know, we've offered summer lessons which fill up, and now winter as well. And it's a program that continues to have great numbers, and it's more of a lifelong skill. You know, you hear a lot of deer hunters doing the bow and the arrow and stuff like that. So yeah, make sure you get registered for that.
Sounds good. And a couple other more youth-focused community ed programs, of course, is our Marshall Middle School after-school program. This is a program for those 5th through 8th graders that has activities, homework help, all kinds of different academic aspects to it, along with some fun things every Tuesday and Thursday over at the Marshall Middle School. It takes place right after school. The kids get a snack. They work on their homework and then have a little fun, and obviously then we wrap up a little before 5. There are some transportation opportunities available on the school's busing program, but yet again, space is limited, so I encourage you, if you're interested, if you're a 5th through 8th grader and want to get some homework help along with having some fun, meet some new friends, sign up for that after school program. On a related note, over at Westside, we have another program coming up that's somewhat similar to our after school program called Invitation or Intro to Chess. And our staff down at City Hall have done a great job of putting together some flyers. Here's an Intro to Chess flyer that takes place, again, over at Westside. If you're interested, these will be posted around Westside, on our websites, on our Facebook page, and I'm going to let you talk about that in just a little bit. Yep. But we have a number of flyers and programs. Here's a Mom and Me Sip and Splatter workshop. This takes place on Saturday, January 28th. At the Adult Community Center, a great way for mom and son or daughter to get together and enjoy some painting fun. We have wonderful staff lined up to take you through this. Here's another one scheduled for January. It's called Icky Sticky Fun. I'll bet your kids would like to.
They sure would. They sure would.
This is a program that we work very closely with the Lyon County Extension 4-H coordinator, Sam Jens, does a great job with creating some fun with different, well, goo, slime, ooze, bubbles, a little bit where you can come and have some fun. It's one a month, so there's a session in January, another session in February, March, and April. If you're interested, I guarantee you're going to have some fun by signing up for this Icky Sticky Fun. It's 4 sessions, and you can sign up for 1 or all 4 if you'd like. And, of course, you can register at Marshall Community Services. Also coming in January, another flyer, Intro to Guitar and Beginning Ukulele. Here's for those musically minded sons or daughters that you have, or even adults, where you can learn how to play a guitar with our great friends down at the Note Gallery, right down on Main Street, Marshall. They do a great job of sharing their knowledge with how you can get introduced to playing a guitar or a ukulele. In fact, if you don't have a guitar, they will supply guitars. So if you're interested in that, again, it takes place at the Note Gallery, but they do ask that you pre-register so they're ready for you when you walk in the door for those sessions. And of course, the first session that's coming up is here in January. And if you're interested, give us a call. We'll get you signed up at Marshall Community Services. Okay, a couple other things. Cam, you mentioned, or I mentioned, one of the ways that our viewers continue to watch or stay in touch is through Community Services Facebook page.
Right.
Can you share with our viewers a little bit about that?
Yeah, no doubt. We do have a social media presence, of course, with the City Marshal, and one of those is our City of Marshall Facebook page. And if you actually search Marshall, Minnesota, you will find that by searching, and actually our city logo is kind of what you're looking for, because on social media, as you know, it can get a little confusing. There's many different things out there. So if you're looking for us on Facebook, search Marshall MN or Marshall, Minnesota, and then you will like our page with our City of Marshall logo on that. And we do have, we put a lot of different photos, a lot of this information you just talked about. It's kind of a friendly reminder as you're going through your timeline of maybe I forgot to register for this, or this event's coming up, or maybe it's open skate or whatnot. So we look at that as it's a quick and easy way to get information out to our people and our community. And we have, the last time I looked, over 7,000 likes on our page, on our Facebook page. We also have presence on our Twitter feed as well by searching Marshall MN. As again, we put information on there. And yeah, just a lot of different information, like I said, from photos, maybe it's cancellations on a day like today, that people want that instant access. They have it on their phone, on their desktop. So continue to like us, follow us on social media as we continue to utilize those in 2017.
Sounds great. And of course, we know that a lot of people check out Facebook because we get that feedback that they are watching Facebook. And of course, not only do we market our programs and activities through Facebook, but I also want to share with you that we do have a monthly newsletter. Now, you get the brochure, of course. You receive this in your mail in mid-December. Sometimes it gets kind of put to the bottom of the pile. Right. But if you're interested, sign up for these monthly newsletters, which each and every month Danielle puts together what's happening during the month and sends that directly through email to your computer. So you get these updates on a regular basis. Right now, as I look through this, there's a number of ECFE offerings there. It actually has a calendar. As it goes through the month, provides you with new insight, updates, different things that are happening each and every month. Because we know things change, right. Whether it be something at the arena or a schedule changes or there's a conflict on a certain night, we do make those adjustments. The weather, of course. In fact, as I hit that and the weather's bad, what does one do when you don't know if the class is going to happen or the activity is going to happen? Right.
You know, the best thing to do is check out our website, and you mentioned that earlier. It's www.ci.marshall.mn.us, and what I'd advise is put that website in your browser and then favorite it so you have access to that. In fact, on the home page, upper right-hand corner, we'll have our cancellations and postponements on there. And a lot of times, we still utilize the marshallradio.net and the different things like that, but the nice thing about the City of Marshall page is we have instant access to go out there and post that. Sometimes when you get blizzards or thunderstorms or things like that, we can relay the message, but we don't have instant access and we can't do that ourselves, so we kind of wait on other people. So I really stress to go to the City of Marshall's page where you'll get that instantly on cancellations, postponements, and things like that. And a lot of different ways we send out emails and things like that in our listings, but that's probably the best way to do that.
Sounds great, and I know our time is starting to run out here, but I would be remiss if I didn't mention our ECFE program. Our brochure has a number of ECFE offerings. Tiffany Teskey does a great job with a number of variety of offerings, and I know coming up later this month there's a Dad and Me Snowball.
Yes.
Have you went to that yet?
I have not, and that's a big one. That's a big one. Make sure you register early. Last I looked, there was over 60 already registered for that night.
Well, and of course, ECFE stands for Early Childhood Family Ed, and I think, and as you suggested, Tiffany may be a great person to have on our next show, right, sharing all the wonderful things that our Early Childhood Family Ed program offers. It's based out of the Marshall Middle School, and they have a lot of parents and kids involved in that particular program. I was just looking for a website in our brochure. I know there's one in here, but if you do just need to call them, you can jot down 507-929-2633. And I'm sure someone there will answer with a very happy voice saying, what can we help you with today and how can we get you involved? So, and I guess in a nutshell, that's what Marshall Community Services is all about. We'd like you to consider participating in our program, getting involved in our program. We guarantee you'll meet lots of people, have lots of fun, learn some things, and then just enjoy what our community has to offer, whether it be winter, spring, summer, or fall. This particular brochure covers winter, spring, takes us up to about May 1st, and then we'll be doing another brochure and provide you with some of the great amenities and offerings and opportunities that you can enjoy, whether you're in the city limits of Marshall or outside the city limits of Marshall. You're sure welcome to enjoy all of our programs. So our show has come to an end. We've got less than 5 minutes left. Cam, would you once again maybe share with our viewers how they could get registered, and if they do have any questions about what we've talked about today or down the road?
Right. Couple quick things I'll mention before that, Doug. Job applications. We get a lot of different job applications within our department. In fact, I think between Doug and myself, seasonal employees, we hire over 300 seasonal employees within the city of Marshall. So now is the time, if you're thinking summer, maybe late spring, where you want a job. Maybe it's lifeguarding, maybe it's working at parks. A lot of different things you could do to get involved and make some money. Come up and see us at Community Services. I always say it's best to introduce yourself, grab an application. You also can grab those online as well, but make sure now is the time to do that as you're thinking ahead to the future. But again, make sure you're proactive and get that. As we all know, you can be 15 and work for us, and we want you to make sure you take the right steps in doing that. So that's an important thing to remember. And then, like you mentioned, you can give us a call at 537-6767. We're open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. You can check us out online at www.ci.marshall.mn.us. Stop up and see us. We're second floor, City Municipal Building, back corner, 344 West Main Street. So a lot of different ways to get involved, get registered, make connections. So we always like to say, if you have a hobby, skill, or craft, or an idea as we plot and plan the brochures, please let us know. We love feedback, both positive and negative. So, yeah.
I think that about does it for our January 2017 Marshall Community Services News Show. I want to thank you for watching. And on behalf of your Recreation Specialist Coordinator Extraordinaire, Cam Bailey, my name is Doug Goodman. We want to urge you to keep fit, mentally involved, and enjoy life by participating in your Marshall Community Services programs and activities. Thank you. Stay safe, and we'll see you next month. Good evening.